When I was little, probably about 7 or 8 years old, I loved the show Little House on the Prairie. But a big misconception that I had about the show at that time is because I knew that it was a show based on a book, based on real life events, I believed that every character, scene, every piece of dialogue was recorded and was an event that happened in real life. I remember turning on the TV one time and I caught the ending of one of the episodes. I don't remember what happened or what it was about, but I remember that there was a man who was telling Charles, the dad, to leave, to go away. And he was saying it in distress when Charles was trying to help him. I don't know what he was going through, but I remember hearing the distress in his voice and I broke down in tears. At the end of the episode, Charles told the man, "I'll pray for you." And because I thought that everything in the show was something that happened in real life, I thought to myself, I don't know who this man is or who he was, but if I pray for him now, I'm pretty sure that God can go back in time and help him. And so I did. I remember I prayed that God would help who I can almost guarantee now is a fictional person. And I didn't really know much about God back then, but somehow I knew for a fact that he could operate outside of space and time when it came to prayers, even if that meant going back in time. And what's true about that is God does have all the time in the world to hear our prayers, every single one of them, every prayer at a time. And I know that thinking about that too much can make it seem like it's impossible. But because humans, us, so we're trapped in time, the thought of something existing outside of time and operating outside the linear timeline that we're aware of can just be something that's completely outside of our imagination. In Psalm 145, verses 18 through 20, it says, "The Lord is near to all who call on him, to all who call on him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of those who fear him. He will also hear their cry for help and save them. The Lord watches all who love him," all at the same time. And so we can think, how is that possible? Well, we'll never fully know, obviously, because that would require us to know how God operates. And I think in a lot of ways, we don't have the full capacity to understand that. But Dr. Hugh Ross, who's an astrophysicist, and he's the author of the book Why the Universe is the Way It Is, he put it this way: because the creator brought cosmic time into existence when he made the universe, he cannot be subject to or limited to humanity's time constraints. Given that God's communication link with humanity is at least two dimensional with respect to time, that at any moment when billions of people are praying, he has the capacity to listen to each one along a timeline that runs perpendicular to humanity's. A mere split second along humanity's timeline could be indefinitely, even infinitely long on this perpendicular timeline. Thus, God would have no problem giving individual attention and response to 6 billion prayers that all arrive at the same moment in human or cosmic time. Furthermore, as the creator of any and all exist in time dimensions or their equivalent, God is unconfined by time and has many possible ways to listen and respond to billion simultaneous prayers. Because God, in his temporal capacities, transcends the human time dimension, he is never stressed or wearied by relationships. God never lacks for time or shortchanges those who come to him. And in 1 Peter 3:8, it says, "But do not let this one fact escape your notice, beloved, that with the Lord, one day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like one day." It is so wonderful to know that he is always here and he hears us when we call on him. He is never too busy. There's no prayer that's unheard by him. Remember that we can always come to him for anything and everything because he literally has all the time in the world for us. That is our God, a God who's never too busy, who is always here to listen to us. No prayer goes unheard. And because of that, we know that we can always come to him.